power to the people. Here I come. Yeah, we here. I'm a little late. No thanks to buses, but we in St. Paul at the, I don't know where the hell this is called, but unjustly incarcerated people. But here I'm going live, y'all.
They have post-traumatic stress, and this is a real problem. 1.3 million in just one session for 11 officers. We know that these things are happening behind closed doors to make this status quo continue. At the last committee of the whole meeting of the City Council just this week, Councilmember Jason Chavez talked about, quote, a bait and switch, meaning deception, by the mayor and his team regarding the plans for the 3rd Precinct building, the one that was destroyed during the uprising,
Yep.
and the new building. Councilmember Robin Wansley spoke about, quote, hijacking by the mayor and his minions of $100,000 that was supposed to go to community engagement for what they want and need and demand to see at the 3rd Precinct. Both Councilmember Wansley and Council President Elliott Payne talked about the promise of truth and reconciliation that Mayor Fry promised after the torture and murder of George Floyd. We haven't seen that in 4 years.
Nope.
What we have from this
No progress.
administration is continued broken promises, failed expectations, and dealings behind closed doors. It must stop. We are on our last 2 speakers. I'm going to introduce Traynor Cruz with the Black Lives Matter.
I apologize for
Minnesota,
this
and
partial
also
video.
with families supporting families against police violence. A great
Both of
advocate,
these.
a great activist, and we're thrilled to have you here, Trayon. Thank you.
Yep. Brought by another mother here.
Please give her another round of applause for putting this together. Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
In a healthy democracy, its citizens and its residents are allowed to protest and to speak out against government. But in the city of Minneapolis, according to the consent decree, the Minneapolis Police Department targets black leaders on Facebook with fake Facebook accounts.
That's right.
Yep.
Somebody say that ain't right.
That ain't right. I've been targeted by them.
Behavior from city leaders when
I
they're
know he is
attacking
as well.
other city leaders for speaking out and voicing their opinions. Stallings, we seen him during the protest. He just won a settlement against the police because he was abused during protests. We seen other protesters be shot in the eye by projectiles.
Yeah, Soren.
And a lot of just different excessive force. In the consent decree, it said that the Minneapolis Police Department uses excessive force, that it discriminates against its black and native residents. So for us as black Americans and the people who are feeling the brunt of what the Minneapolis Police Department does in its policies, we feel like the Minneapolis consent decree at the federal level and at the state level set up the fight or the case for reparations in the state of Minnesota.
That's right.
Truth and reconciliation is good, but we have to move past that and get right down to reparations. And we know that the Minneapolis Police Department paid out $50 million, and yes, that's a lot of money, but it's not enough. It's not enough for the cost of life that black people continue to lose in the state of Minnesota.
They could never get
It's not
the
enough
family
for the
members back
brutality that
and
black
friends.
people are facing over north since the conception of Hennepin County, since its beginning in the late 1800s. So we think any contract definitely should not be happening behind closed doors. But we definitely have to bring the voices in the community who have been impacted by police terror in the state of Minnesota and in the city of Minneapolis to the table and have their ideals and their thoughts and their values be implemented into these contracts. This is a public process, and there needs to be public input and input from the people who have been harmed the most by police brutality and police terror in the city of Minneapolis. Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
Black lives
Matter.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace. Prosecute the police.
Thank you, Tryon, thank you so much. I'm going to introduce our next speaker, who is the founder of Families Supporting Families Against Police Violence. We all know her. We all love her. We respect her. She's a powerful voice in our community.
Yeah, I've known her since
friend,
2016,
my
I
friend,
remember.
Tashira Garaway. Thank you.
And I just want to made her up.
We love you.
I stand here just with a heavy heart because this is another part of, I would say, cover-ups.
That's
Right.
We know that when we lost George Floyd, the main thing that we all talked about after losing George Floyd, and many people before George Floyd,
Justin.
and human beings after George Floyd,
Right.
we talked about trust.
Yeah.
We talked about building trust
Justin, try
with our
again.
law enforcement, our city officials, our state officials,
Right.
and the community in which all of them serve.
That's right.
One thing that keeps getting missed out of all of this is what my sister Mariah said today, is that these people are supposed to be serving.
Come on.
Yeah.
Serving.
Love it.
Do we understand the meaning
Technically,
of serving
we their
other
boss.
human beings?
We paying their salaries.
Is this a closed door meeting with a contract that will affect my life
That's right.
and every life that's out here today and all of the lives that are still out there?
That's right.
Does a closed door meeting where we are not invited to be a part of,
Right.
does that represent serving?
No.
No.
Does that represent building a relationship to have trust?
No.
We want the honesty. We want the transparency.
Come
on.
We want to build trust as a community.
No.
We're pleading for that. We're begging for that.
Come on.
And
Right.
you guys are refusing time and time and time again to give us that after a man died in the middle of the street as he screamed for his mother. Must I remind you of that? Because
Right.
it seems like we're going so far away
That's right.
from the reason
And it's only been
why
4 years.
we even started.
Come on. Come on.
The reason that you are working on the contract is because you've seen a man lose his life in the middle of the street.
Like her
as he-
shirt over there.
As he urinated on himself and screamed for his mother.
That's right.
That's the reason why you're working on the contract.
Come on.
Right.
That man was a part of our community.
That's right.
Cornell Handy and Justin Tyen and all
Yeah,
of the other
up the
lives
street
that
from my
have been
house, by the way,
stolen.
too.
Marcus Golden and all the other lives were a part of our community.
Yep.
So we're Amir Locke.
Be alive.
Amir Lark was a part of our community.
That's right.
And that is why
2 years and 2 months.
we are saying no more.
No
Because we are tired of seeing people get murdered in the
We
street.
heard
That's right.
And there's a contract that can help that to stop happening, but you guys refuse to hear from us. The people that witnessed George Floyd get murdered and
Right.
watched it all over the world and watched our city burn down. Because there was things that were supposed to be done in the contracts that we are now asking to be done, we're now asking to be a part of, and you guys are refusing us of that. Does this represent building trust? How can you say that you want to build trust and do everything to prevent us from building that trust?
That's right. That part.
If this was somebody you love, if the people in the community was somebody you loved, and you knew that it was people that were coming out to stand up for your loved one,
Yes.
to stand up for the injustices, the wrong that has been done. $50 million was not paid out for no reason. It was
Right.
for misconduct.
That's right.
Think about that. $50 million out. So we're asking for truth. We're asking for transparency. We're asking for honesty. We're asking for people that build trust with us. We shouldn't even have to come over here and ask these people to build trust with us. But we're doing it because we have a duty to do it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
We have a
Imperative
duty
to
to stand
Mpls
up for other human
accountability.
beings. We have a
Definitely.
duty
To
not
fight
sit
for our
back
freedom, we have a
and
duty to
watch
win,
people get
as we
hurt
always
and
say at the
harmed
end.
For any reason at all. It is not about being against police. It is about doing the right thing no matter what your title is. We all have
That
titles
part-
out here.
that part
we
there.
got lawyers, we got doctors, we got nurses. But one thing we're standing up for, and that's human life, and we're standing up for
Regular
what's
citizens
right.
turn
And if
activists.
we can do it, you guys can do it.
Me,
too.
her, him, and her.
So what do we want?
Justice
When do we want it?
now.
What do we want?
Justice
When do we want it?
now.
What do we want?
Justice
When do we want it?
now.
What do we want?
Justice
When do we want it?
now.
What do we want?
Transparency
When do we want it?
now.
What do we want?
Transparency
When do we want it?
now.
Thank you.
Tashira,
Bryce.
Trahern, Kim, Mariah, I have one word for what they talked about. Truth.
Come on.
Yeah, I missed Kim and Mariah's
Now that we've
speeches.
heard that truth, here are our demands.
Come on.
Push open the door for fully transparent police contract bargaining to combat abusive policing, including mediation, making it open to the public.
Come on. Say that.
That
No
part.
increase in
Their
police
public
officer
service,
wages
emphasis on public.
without deep transformational reforms like those found in the Minneapolis for a Better Police Contract 22 recommendations.
Say that.
Public transparency engagement in all police policy as required by the Minnesota Department of Human Rights consent decree, a contract that protects, quote, the sanctity of life,
That's right.
which is embedded in the Minneapolis Police Department Policy and Procedure Manual
Yep.
as sanctity of life and the protection of the public are the cornerstones of MPD policy.
That's right.
Officers must recognize and respect the sanctity of life and value of human life and the need to treat everyone with dignity and without prejudice.
Say that.
It is only words until we have a contract.
That's right.
It is only words until we have a police review process that is meaningful.
So
and
what are they
doesn't take
hiding?
4 years and doesn't slap 80 hours on somebody who tased somebody on the ground, who kicked them in the head. It is only words when the mayor takes money and uses it for another purpose.
That's right.
We have to say to our city council, keep up the work.
Come on.
Demand
Come on.
those deep transformational reforms in
Yep.
the contract.
Well, I know
and
my
if
representative and
necessary,
several others.
use your authority to reject this contract and send it back for what it should be,
Way to
a
go.
contract that protects sanctity of
That's
life.
right.
Thank you to all the speakers. We will open it up for any comments and questions from anyone in the media or any other comments.
Come on.
Are there any questions?
Qualified immunity must go.
Well, there you go. That's
That part.
Immunity must go.
Must
Absolutely.
Qualified immunity must go.
Right, brother.
So, thank you for everybody for coming out today. We will be back. We are not going to be discouraged by closed doors.
Nope.
Whether it's the mayor, whether it's the lack of work that the Minnesota
I'll try and
Department
be
of
in
Human
time,
Rights
too.
is doing on the consent decree, and whether it's the Police Federation in the city once again being in cahoots to shut us out. So thank you all for being here. And what I want to end on is a chant. No increases without reforms.
No increases without reforms.
No
Increases without reforms.
No
Increases without reforms.
No
increases without reforms.
Thank you, everyone.
Go.
Mic around just so we can get the spelling of each speaker.
Sure, absolutely.
Million, M-I-L-L-I-A-R-D.
And your title.
I'm a steering committee member of Minneapolis for a Better Police Contract. That's a very long title, sorry.
Oh yeah, I met her at the
Hi,
CYPB.
Mariah Roberson Moody. That's M-A-R-I-A-H ROBERSON-MOODY. And you can put me down as a Minneapolis educator. To share a year away, I'm with the steering committee with the Minneapolis for a Better Contract, and also founder of Family Supporting Families Against Police Violence. Oh, my name is TOSHIRAGARAWANYALLEE.
Right.
Trevor Cruz with Black Lives Matter of Minnesota and Family Support Families Against Police Violence, and that's TRAHERNCREWS.
Woo. Thank you.
And I'm Stacy Gurian Sherman, S-T-A-C-E-Y, capital G-U-R-I-A-N, hyphen Sherman, S-H-E-R-M-A-N. Thank you all for being here. It's all meaningful, and we will be back. And no increases without reforms.
No increases. We have a duty to win. Duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
Love and support. We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chain.
We have a duty to fight for our freedom.
We have a duty to win.
We have a duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 All power to the people.
All power to it.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, that was good, y'all.
Y'all take care.
No, we. Community members, right?
Here, who wants a hard copy of our recommendations or a summary of them? We've got that over here.
We also
I'll take one as well.
our recommendations.
I'll take one as well. I got to post it on my website and Facebook.
I know.
We have copies of our demands.
Especially for online posting here.
Okay. Yeah, I want to get those records.
So I spread the word. You already know.
Are those there?
Let me get this out.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, it's for better police contract.
How was it? Good. Thank you for being here.
You already know I'm going to be there. I was kind of wearing that shirt, but I'm like, I'm going to wear that shirt tomorrow.
Yeah, that was great.
It'll be a great one.
And we're getting food, I assume, too.
This is,
Got the demand.
these are the contract recommendations. That one shows where there was only 2 places where our recommendations were passed across the table.
Okay.
And as you heard, we will be live tomorrow, 5-ish,
All right. Thank you.
up in Brooklyn Center.
I finally got cards too, so I was gonna pass them. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Min Post, I get your emails.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I don't start until 11 today.
Take care, bro.
Let me get them.
How you doing, bud? I'm good.
Can I have a copy of the paperwork as well?
Yes.
You want a copy? So that's where we stand. And this is how we put them out originally. And this is a comparison with the city proposal.
She's just trying to put that sign over there.
There you go. Great, thank you. Thank you. Be in touch. Yeah, so much. Powerful.
Thank you.
Really powerful.
I wish I could have got here in time for that. Damn buses. I hit me another car. Struggle is real.
3 contracts ago.
I know, right?
All right, this has been a presentation of the Streets Advocate, live from St. Paul, Minnesota here. Minneapolis for a better police contract. Closed doors back there. We're not allowed in there for some messed up reason, even though we're the ones paying their salaries. So let's hope they make the right decision. We will be back, as Ms. Stacy had said. We will be back. And take care of yourself. It is a beautiful day here. I'll power to the people. I'm out.